there's no question that the Indianapolis Colts are the most surprising team in the NFL so far this season. They sit at 7-1, and they're not only on top of the AFC South, they are 3 games above the Jaguars. And so, essentially, even at this point in the season, the Colts control their own destiny as far as the AFC South goes, and they can pretty much run the table in that division. Now, it's shocking because truly nobody saw this coming. And if they say they did, number one, they're lying, or number two, they're a Colts fan. I predicted the Colts to go 5-12 this season, and I don't think that was that crazy. But Colts fans are here to let me know that I was wrong, and you know what? I'll accept it. And I'm very happy to see the Colts flourishing. I'm happy that I was wrong with that prediction. On my own channel here, on YouTube, you can post polls and whatnot. And so for every division, I posted all 4 teams and said, who do you think will win the division? You want to know what percentage of people voted for the Colts back in August? 7%. And like I said, most of those people were probably Colts fans. And so there you have it. Nobody saw this coming, but yet here the Colts are. One of the most surprising success stories in the NFL in probably the past 5 or 10 years, and it is truly awesome to see. Now, what has been the recipe for the Colts' success so far this year? Well, number one, we're all going to point to Daniel Jones, and we have every right in the world to, because he has been flourishing. What a story of renewal this has been for Mr. Daniel Indiana Jones. Even when Daniel Jones was with the Giants, I always thought the potential was there. I thought he was a way above average passer. I thought he's an amazing athlete overall. Like, his speed is unreal. He just needs to be in the right system. And the rhetoric that I used was, I think he'd be a great backup on any team that he goes on to. I never considered him a starter, but he's proved that in the right system, he can be one of the best starters, not only in his conference, but in the NFL. He's been phenomenal this year. Shane Steichen's system is perfect for Daniel Jones because he's putting him in positions to succeed, in positions where he's going to be comfortable, something that the New York Giants did not do. The key difference that I've seen in Daniel Jones this season in comparison to what he showed in the past is that he protects the football. He does not turn the ball over. Daniel Jones never had much of an issue with driving the ball down the field on the Giants, but it was just when he would get inside the opponent's 20-yard line, he would melt. They'd have to settle for 3. That hasn't been the case much this year. And he had costly, mind-boggling turnovers. And it really limited his game. But so far this season, stats suggest he has been avoiding that trend and flipping that trend on its head. I compiled the stats for Daniel Jones' touchdown-interception ratio for every season that he's played. And I'm going to list it out here just to illustrate the pace that he's on this year and how different it's been from all of his past seasons. So his rookie year, he threw 24 touchdown passes, great, but 12 interceptions. 2020, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. 21, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 22, that year at the Giants made a surprising run to the divisional round in the playoffs. He threw 15 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. 2023, a year to forget, 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. And last season, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And now keep in mind, some of those seasons were shortened by injury, but nonetheless, those are the stats. This season, he's thrown 13 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. He is playing remarkably efficient, and that has been a major component of the Colts' success. This is a guy who's thrown 83 touchdowns and 50 interceptions in his career. That's pretty mid. That's pretty sloppy. But he's now finally in the right system, and he's flourishing because of it. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. We've seen it with Baker Mayfield in multiple instances. We've seen it with Sam Darnold. Great players can be in bad systems within bad organizations. And it puts a ceiling on their game. It makes them look bad, and you can lose confidence as a player. Like, look at Justin Fields with the Jets right now. Has his career in the NFL really taken off yet? No. I can promise you he's not that bad. And I can promise you Daniel Jones is not as bad as he looked with the Giants, and he's proving that right now. Bad systems can kill your confidence and make you look like a bad quarterback that you're not. And once you go into that system that embraces you with a staff and organization that embraces you and has a good sense of direction, and the guys around you believe in you and empower you and lift you up, man, you can flourish. If you've got that dog in you, which Daniel Jones, I really think he does, you can find your rhythm. Like I said, look at Sam Darnold last year, look at Baker Mayfield these past several years, and it looks like Daniel Jones is about to join that group. Let's talk about Jonathan Taylor. This is a guy who's had health struggles these past several years. He's had a lot of shortened seasons. But Jonathan Taylor is healthy as an ox this year. You know, we've seen this with Saquon Barkley. We've seen this with Christian McCaffrey, right? We could forget how good these guys are when they're injured a lot. But when they're healthy and their presence is always there for the entire season, you realize just how special, how generational they are. And Jonathan Taylor's been doing that this year. He's had 3 games this year where he's had 3 rushing touchdowns. That is unreal. He's already rushed for 850 yards. So he is on pace to reach that 2,000 mark. He's almost at 1,000, and we're just around the halfway point of the season. And I think that he'll continue to stack those yards up. So he's on a rapid pace right now. Jonathan Taylor looking better than ever. He's playing behind a fantastic offensive line as well. And like we always say on this channel, success starts in the trenches. And it's no different for the Indianapolis Colts. They are great at protecting on the offensive line, and their defensive line is really good as well. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But that offensive line play is what's opening up for Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones always played behind bad old lines with the Giants. He's behind a line that's protecting him. He has time in the pocket to make decisions. He has time to escape. Like I said, he is very fast. Can hit like 22 miles an hour. He's a fast white boy. Love to see it. Putting that on display this year. And this offensive line opens up the passages for Jonathan Taylor so he can be his best. And it also enables the rookie, Tyler Warren, to put on an absolute clinic this year. Now, we've seen some freak tight ends these past several years. Like, look at what Tucker Kraft is doing right now. Look what Sam Laporte is doing. You can add Tyler Warren to that list because he's on pace to have over 1,000 receiving yards as a tight end. Tight ends were originally designed to be blockers. And you have tight ends now that are matching receivers when it comes to receiving yards, and Tyler Warren has that kind of versatility. He's a great blocker, but he's a phenomenal route runner as well, and he can really blow some plays open for the Colts. Incredibly effective tight end / wide receiver, I will say. Now, the Colts' defense is asi. Great run defense, right? The defensive line has been great. The Colts have killed it in the trenches this year. And that's why I think they're going to go on to do great things. But the pass defense is a little questionable, if you will. If the Colts have a weak point, that's going to be it. And that is absolutely something that later in the season, because this is a long season you have to endure, or in the playoffs, that is something that could expose the Colts down the line. Now, it is only week 9, so we can't freak out just yet. Like, this is, without a doubt, this is a phenomenal start. But we cannot crown the Colts, AFC favorites yet. The Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes still exist. The Bills and Josh Allen still exist. Lamar Jackson is coming back. And so, those teams I will always consider to be the creme de la creme. But there's always room for new entrants, like the Colts, like the Patriots, like the Broncos, like we've seen this year. And sitting at 7-1 with a 3-game lead in your division, I mean, it would really take the wheels to fall off of the Colts for them. I mean, multiple injuries, multiple bad breaks for them to not win this division and clinch a playoff spot. There's no telling whether they could downslope or not later in the season. Weird, unpredictable things always happen. But I think that they're in a posh enough position right now with enough space between them and other teams in the AFC South where I think they're going to secure a playoff spot. What they do when they get there, I'm not sure. They might be a Vikings team last year who just have a great record but are a first round out. There's really no telling. Like I said, there is weakness on this team. That secondary is not great. And going up against a Josh Allen, going up against a Patrick Mahomes, that could absolutely get exposed. But as far as where the Colts sit right now, like I said, they're in the driver's seat. They control their own destiny. And I think they make the playoffs, which is far beyond what anybody would have expected of this team this year. And it's sure amazing to see, because I think the NFL is better when the Colts are better. Let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section below. Thank y'all for watching. Have a great day.